Welcome everyone to the Royal Rumble prediction show on Smacked Up Wrestling podcast. I'm your host Will, and as usual I am joined by the one and only Martin. How are you keeping, big man, for Royal Rumble weekend?
Not too shabby. I'm all excited for the Royal Rumble. I kind of forgot about NXT tonight, which is the first time that's happened in the history of NXT running big shows. I'm going out my way for it.
NXT, to be fair, there's only one match that interests me, and that's the main event. The rest I'm not bothered about, and I don't know if I'll still watch it. It's just one of the things.
If I'm up, I'm up. If I'm not, I'll watch a bit tomorrow. It's two matches I want to see.
It's not like when it was Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, all the names that came up to the roster last year when it was on it. This one, I'm not overly fussed. If it comes to Nakamura and Bobby Roode, I could see Nakamura winning. That's just me being honest.
The match, or one of the matches I'm quite looking forward to, is Nakamura and Bobby Roode. Because as far as I know, they haven't been in a ring before. We know Naka's amazing. We know Roode's amazing. Mm-hmm. Two of them together.
Yeah.
Plus the two extensions in NXT between Glorious and, Japanese man with a fiddle. I think they're going to give us something special.
Yeah.
However, the match that I'm looking forward to in that is actually the women's fatal four-way, because we get to see Nikki Cross properly taking on Asuka. They've had matches in the past for Shimmer. And it's the two Aussie lassie, Billy Kay and Royce, I believe. One of them dresses like Adea from Final Fantasy VIII. That's pretty much all I know. Oh, and they're really good at getting heat. I don't know who's going to win that match. Nikki would be my pick, but she's been there the proverbial 5 minutes. I don't think we're going to see Asuka moving up until at least after Mania as the big new threat for the women's division.
Yeah.
Probably on Raw, but I wouldn't have a problem with it if they decide to put her on SmackDown, because it's not as promo focused.
Yeah.
Nikki's amazing. If you haven't seen Nikki do her thing in a ring, you're missing out. You're going to be in for a real treat tonight. She is absolutely fantastic. There's a reason that she was, along with Kaylee Ray, ICW's women's division. She is immensely talented. She's trained so many, even the guys. And she's just, I think she's going to have a really nice career there, if all goes well. And she can cut a better promo than Gnome.
Aye.
As well, despite having a thicker accent. I'm hoping that helps him a wee bit as well. And also, when it comes to Gnome, just as an aside, that he paid attention to Wolfgang's promos during the UK thing. Because Wolfgang, again, heavy accent, but like Gnome, very good delivery though. And I know Gnome can deliver a good promo. He needs to relax a little more and worry less about how he's sounding. But I do think the women's match will steal tonight. That being said, I'm not even sure what other matches are on. I know the Aussie guys.
Aye.
One of them's out for 7 months.
Yeah,
it's a real shame.
I'm not overly fussed with the rest. That's I'm more interested in like the two championships. The rest, but if I watch it, dude. That's how basically.
Oh, that's what I figured as well.
That's how basically we haven't done anything for the NXT takeover like predictions or anything, because there's nothing that grabs you more on the card than like the last two. So it's kind of like fill up a podcast with two matches would have been a waste. But if you're going to pick a prediction out of the two of them, dude, who are you going to go with?
Well, I don't really see any point in having Asuka lose her unbeaten streak. Now, I think part of putting her on the main roster and beat NXT, she needed a bigger challenge. She came to whatever it is. So I do think she's going to retain, just because it's too soon, and previous to Adam Bailey, bad was NXT heel champions going on about how, you know, we are bad and we're the best and you can't have this and yeah, we are better than you. And that's all they'll do with Aussies again, is a bit soon to repeat the same thing with a different accent.
Yeah.
The main event, though, that's harder to call, because from the second Rhodes came in, he's lit the place on fire. He really has. I mean, I know they had Naka drop the belt just to win it back at a house show, so that doesn't really mean much in terms of having him as the champ. I think it would be more interesting to see Nakamura chasing Roode for a couple months.
Yeah.
Especially because he'll be at Mania, so if it's going to move, it's going to be post Mania. Why not have tries to get the championship back? So I'm going to go for Roode because it makes more sense to me storyline wise. Regardless, whoever wins that match, we're all going to get winners, because I think it's going to be something special. That'll be a high whole weekend.
Yeah, it'll be a really good match. I can see it being a really good match as well. My picks, I can just see Asuka retaining, and I will be honest with you, I think Nakamura will retain in that match. That's just my picks for the two. But let's get to the main focus on what this podcast is today, and it is Royal
Where's
Rumble.
PJ and Duncan? Look, get ready, get ready, get ready to rumble!
So, are we calling the kickoff shows in this prediction, or are we going to just
we've decided we're not counting them. Remember?
right? Okay, we'll think with the kickoff shows, but we're not counting them towards predictions. Okay.
Yes.
Cesaro, Sheamus versus Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, Raw Tag Team Championships
Fucking
with
ridiculous.
two referees.
Team belts are on the fucking pre-show.
So Cesaro and Sheamus
Yes.
have gone over. That's basically it. I will be shocked if the club win. I'll be shocked. Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax.
Sasha.
I've got Nia.
Okay. Doesn't count anyway.
Doesn't
That
count,
means
but
I'll probably be right.
I've got Nia. The match that got added when we done the podcast on, I can't remember if it was the Raw SmackDown, but the new match has been added, which is Becky Lynch, Naomi and Nikki Bella versus Alexa Bliss, Mickie James and Natalya. I've got faces going over.
Aye, me too.
So that's basically the pre-show. The match that should be on the card is the Tag Team Championship match. Instead,
Yes.
we're probably going to end up kicking off with either the Raw's Women's Championship or the Cruiserweight. So we'll go with the card we've got in front of us.
Okay.
So, Rich Swann versus Neville for the Cruiserweight Championship. I think me and you are probably going to pick the same on this one, because it needs it.
Two. Yep. And that would be
Neville.
Neville.
They need this to make 205 relevant, because it's just
Well,
it's
just
a shit
to
show.
say about them being relevant, have you noticed that, I don't know if you heard, Vince's new edict from on high is keep the cruiserweight matches short on Raw, because that's really going to get them over, you old bastard.
It's crazy, dude. It's crazy. They fucked it up since the championship. They've came to Raw. The crowd don't buy into it. Certain towns buy into it, but they just don't. Not in Raw.
They need to start recording before SmackDown.
Yeah.
Right? Doesn't matter if it's called 205 Live, because it's only been live a couple of times.
Yeah.
Anyway, you can't just turn down the lights and pretend the whole SmackDown audience stayed home. The kids don't want to see it. The adults can't be asked by that point, and then the ones who've got kids who want to get them home for school. Put it on just an hour before SmackDown. You've got the crowd still filing in, boo-hoo, telling the bell times earlier. If people come in, people come in. It's better seeing them coming in to watch rest than buggering off to get home.
Yeah.
I'm feeling a bit ranty at that.
No,
The whole thing's just a mess.
No, the thing is a mess, and that's how having Neville win it kind of like puts like there's a top heel, so to speak, in that category, because apart from
That's what they've been looking for.
apart from Brian Kendrick, there's nobody else Nobody else that I'd go.
No other heel you could take seriously
No.
as a contender just now. Gnomes for the future.
So we've got Neville. So that's like Neville for the 2 years. Are you writing this down again? Aye.
Aye.
I thought you were.
No bad.
Right. So we're going to go to the Raw's Women's Championship.
Right. Charlotte versus Bayley.
I've got Charlotte going over.
I can't disagree. I've got that too.
The reason I've got Charlotte going over is purely because of Raw's writing with the way Stephanie
And the
McMahon's been.
shitness of it.
Oh no, the shitness of it and how like Stephanie
But
McMahon.
right now, Charlotte's your best overall. I'm not saying she's the best at what she's doing. She's the best in all areas.
Yeah,
There's better wrestlers. There's better talkers. She's got both. And right now, all you can do is build that division around someone like that. So Bailey's just another challenger for now.
yeah, she's another challenger. What I can see doing, and this is brought up in a couple of discussions in a couple of podcasts that I've heard, that it would make more sense to Bailey being the underdog going into Mania and winning at Mania, which I think would be a better outcome for Bailey. So that's how I can see Charlotte going over this one. How it will be, I don't know. I think it will be a good match. But Charlotte definitely retaining. So we've got Neville and Charlotte each again.
Yep.
Now,
I think makes sense.
it's only it is the only thing that makes sense. There's nothing really.
But it is Raw.
Yeah,
The 3-hour common sense doesn't apply.
not
But-
that goes out the window.
I would go with.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So moving on. So we've got Charlotte to win. AJ Styles versus John Cena. This is.
it's a hard call.
It's a hard call. It's a match I really want to see.
Yes, I think this will be your non-Rumble highlight of the night.
Yeah.
I'm not just saying that because it's such an easy pick. I mean, these two always. AJ is even better than he was when Cena was last in the ring with him, somehow. Cena has got a point to prove as a performer, not just as a kayfabe way that he wants to show he's relevant and he belongs here still. It's a hard one to call. Do WWE give away the big record equaling moment now? Because I don't see them giving away the big record equaling moment as part of the chamber match.
No, there's no point. It's going to be done on a bigger stage.
It's either going to be in front of everyone at the Alamo Dome, which by the way is about 20,000 tickets left, which is quite a lot. Even if they paper it like they usually do, they're still going to have a hard time filling that arena.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, if we do it here, we'll do it at Mania. I did have a thought, which was, what if they did it here and dropped it at the chamber and then beat the record at Mania?
What I've got seen dude with the likes of this match. Again, this is coming through rumours, but this sounds like a great way to showcase it. Right, I still maintain Cena winning it at the Mania, which I think would be a better outcome.
Right.
Because apparently Vince has totally gave up on the whole idea of Cena versus Taker, which we all
don't start me about his replacement.
Yeah, and this is where it's going to come to the last two matches. What has been going around, I think would be perfect, mate. Perfect. I don't know if it's going to happen. It's just a rumour, but John Cena wins, but doesn't win the title.
Aye, like a DQ
Interference.
or interference.
Samoa
Okay.
Joe.
I don't know about that.
Triple
They
threat.
might keep
Triple threat at
Joseph.
Mania.
Joseph for the Rumble.
They could do it that way, bud. I've got. It's just one of the things that's been going about.
I know.
because you
and,
could-
like,
you-
this is the best thing about this show. This is the first time in years where we've actually been, who's going to do this? There's not been a storyline focus
No.
on any particular wrestlers. Everyone's getting a bit of time. There's loads of feuds going into it, which is the way a Rumble should work.
There's so many good things that is coming out of this where you can go, that will work. And the SmackDown seems to be the one that can work. So it doesn't matter what way they end this, we're going to get the outcome. We're going to get a payoff down the line. It's coming.
Aye.
So with the championship match,
regardless of that, I was going to pick Cena for this anyway, just to win the match. Doesn't matter if you want to bet or no. It's the match. I'm calling it the win.
Right, I'm kind of like on the same level as you. I know we're playing it safe, because like I said, I think the last two is going to fuck us there.
Big time.
But I'm agreeing with you with the likes of, no matter what they do, if the Joe thing happens, or something happens where Cena does not win it, the belt, he will win the match.
Yeah.
I'll be really surprised if AJ picks up the pin. If he picks up the pin, fair enough. But it's Cena's not walking out with the title, not just now.
Right.
It'll be Mania. So
aye, that'll be their excuse for it.
Yeah. So you going for Cena?
I'm going for Cena.
Right.
I don't know if he'll win the title or not, but he's going to win the match.
Right. Just to change things up, because I think the last three, just to keep things different, I'll go for AJ. But I agree with you in the outcome, though.
Okay.
The outcome I can see happening. But to change things up, I'll go with AJ.
Fair enough. I'll go to it noted.
Right, so Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns. And a no disqualification shark cage match.
In a shitey cage, which I would not hide for a shark in, because he'll be able to see you.
This can either be the most predictable fucking outcome ever,
Reigns just winning,
or this could be a shock.
I'm picking Reigns to win because fuck Raw, and also because of the plan that I've been hearing for him.
Yeah.
In regards to Mania.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Plus, like on the build up to Mania, they'll have him squash Owens in a rematch. Probably not even at the pay per view. And Owens can spin off into his program with Jimmy Jericho.
I think they'll do a squash match in Raw. I think it'll be as quick as the next night. Roman Reigns to win. That's what I've got.
Fine.
I'll be surprised. I mean, there's two outcomes I was thinking of. One, which I'd love to see. I'd totally love to see. And then the other one, which is the one that looks like it will happen. The one I'd love to see is Kevin Owens winning and Jericho winning the Rumble.
If only, yeah.
If only. I think that would be such a better story. Instead, what I think they're going to do is the whole fucking Roman Reigns versus the winner of the Rumble, which is not going to be probably our pick.
I'm pretty safe. Well, I say I feel pretty safe. I feel pretty confident about my pick for the main match, but we'll get there in a moment.
Yep.
I think Reigns is going to win. He's going to dominate whoever they put between him and his WrestleMania opponent come Roadblock. Probably be a multi-man match as well, which will probably lead to Owens and Jericho going at it for the US belt.
Yep.
My prediction for Raw as a whole leading into Mania proper is that it's going to be some of the worst dross we've ever had to sit through in the history of television.
I'm dreading it, mate.
Because he's going to be all over every
I'm fucking dreading it. I'll be honest with you. I'm dreading it. I don't think it's going to be a good build-up. It's not a match I want to see. I think it's well past. It's done. Just let it go now. But it's WWE. They think it's still relevant.
Once they find a dead horse, they drag it along the ground. Yep. Triple H rides on the back of it and hitting it in the arse with a sledgehammer. Yep. And then they flog it.
It's going to be bad. So, 2 years are going for Reigns on this match. Now, the Royal Rumble match. Let's talk about who we think we know is winning it before we put a prediction in.
Well, let's talk about who the rumoured winner is.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant. Sorry.
Before we go for ours. So, a lot of the names we're seeing are the old bastards.
Yep.
people are somehow convinced it's Taker or Goldberg or it's going to be Larry Lesnar. They're convinced it's a part-timer that's going to win the Rumble. And honestly, I can understand the cynicism because of how WWE have treated their day in, day out talent at Mania season. Personally, I don't think that's going to be the case. Seeing this based on the ending of Raw, where the three of them had to face off. And it's crazy that even though Taker has known Goldberg since before they were bred, that's the first time the two of them same ring.
Yeah. It's
bizarre.
It's crazy, and I mean, like, the rumours going about as well. There's a couple of, like, you've got your odds on favourite, and then you've got all of this changing. Yeah. I mean, I want the Rumble to be fresh. It needs a new winner, and the having Taker versus Roman Reigns for that Universal belt is stupid.
That's a bad man. If Reigns wins, he will never,
he'll never get over
again.
He'll never get over. Having Taker win the Raw title when he's a SmackDown guy and declared himself a SmackDown guy makes it completely stupid for that promo that I think WWE
that's
are
hoping. You have to forget.
Aye, we've got to forget it happened, but it's hard not to forget it happened because it was iconic. So it's like, right, come on to fuck WWE. I can see it being, this is not my pick. This is not my pick, but I can see it being the outcome of Taker winning it. That's the outcome, but it's not my pick. The pick I'm going for, and it's purely based on if Cena does not win that championship match. Well, if Cena wins the championship match, this is going to be it, but I was going to go with Samoa Joe originally, right?
Yeah.
Originally, that was my pick. Because if Cena doesn't win it, but then picks it up somewhere down the line, it's hard to say. But it was going to be Samoa Joe. No matter what way they'd done it, right? But it's not my pick. My pick, I'm still keeping with Chris Jericho.
Good. I would like to see that.
I'd like to see it because
Jericho's never won it.
He's never won it. He's been one of the longest surviving members in it before he gets put out. He's been like that for a lot of time.
Like 2012, he was supposed to win his comeback because it leaked Vince changed to fucking Sheamus.
Everything he's done, though, he's done everything. In WWE, he's won everything. Why not give him the Rumble? Why not just give him the Rumble win? I'm going to go with it. The original pick I was going with from the SmackDown podcast, originally I was sticking with The Miz. I would
love that. But
I'd love it. The only thing that lets him down is the inconsistency of the way they do the stories for him. That's all I think that kind of put me off. But I'm picking Jericho. I'm picking Jericho, dude. And that is based on if Kevin Owens wins against Roman Reigns, which I hardly see it, but if it does, I think it would be a more interesting story. The two best pals are going for this one belt.
Yes, absolutely.
I think that's more interesting, which frees up Roman Reigns and Taker for a non-title match.
And Levesque.
Yeah, it makes sense. But hey ho, we know with WWE in sense. So who's your pick going to be?
Well, I've been thinking long and hard about this because you've got your bookie's favourite is Randy Orton. Personally, I could not sit through another Cena and Orton match ever again without murdering anyone and everyone who comes near me.
No,
because Jesus Christ, it cannot work.
I mean, it's funny enough.
2008.
That's what I was going to say. It's funny enough they've not had a match in a pay-per-view for what I remember with Orton and Cena since that one at Royal Rumble, which was awful.
So together in the ring, they cannot do that at a WrestleMania. They just fucking can't. It's not fair. Secondly, on the SmackDown side, Ambrose has been conspicuously quiet about the IC belt and that, but in regards to actual Rumble stuff, where's he been?
Yeah, he just says
You
he's
know-
in it. He says he's in it, and he's kept himself kind of out of it.
Aye, but just a bit of a strange way to build up one of your top men for the big thing, you know. Also, this week, Finn Balor visited the doctor to see if he'd get cleared or not. WWE nor him have released those he could be in, he might not. Honestly, no idea.
It's such a hard one to call, to pick a winner.
Even if he is in, and as much as I'd love to see it, I don't think they'll put him in the main event at Mania. Not yet. If he had managed to hold the title and not get injured in the first place, and his run went well, I'd expect him to main event. But they too much of an unknown to Vince, you know. So, given all this nonsense and all the whole thing, like, oh, there's IC NXT and there's guys from the UK Championship and blah blah blah. Honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that I'm sure Cena's getting his moment, I would pick a SmackDown guy. I would probably agree with Orton. But given that Cena will still be on SmackDown and he needs his big crowning moment, it's not going to be a SmackDown guy. And then I think who's on Raw though, and this is what's making me worried. It's going to be Lesnar or Goldberg or Taker, you know. I know I said earlier that I just couldn't see it happening, and I still don't. But I really do think Undertaker's going to win it. He'll come in at number 10 and eliminate the last guys.
Is that your pick?
A regretful pick.
Right. Which I think, deep down, mate, I think you're right, though.
It can't be a SmackDown guy, which eliminates Ambrose being my pick otherwise.
I know I've picked Jericho, but I know what you're saying. That's the outcome I see. I'd love Jericho to win it for different reasons. I think there would be a more interesting story down the line with Kevin Owens and Jericho going for that belt. Best friends going for that belt. Everyone, there's our predictions for the Royal Rumble. As usual, all the description how to get in contact with me and Martin is in the box below. You can follow us on Twitter, you can follow us on Facebook, leave us a like there. Also like the video and sub the channel where you get to hear more of the podcast and any other videos me and Martin like to do. We do apologise for any technical difficulties during this broadcast. I've been having internet problems, but we needed to get our predictions done. We've got to continue our story of how we like to do our podcasts. So until then, this has been Smacked Up Wrestling Podcast. Thank you for listening. I've been Will.
And I've been telling people at the time I want to start Trump.
At least I got that okay. Everyone, thank you for listening, and be back on Monday when we talk about Royal Rumble and how we thought about it. Thank you for listening.
Cheerio.